Welcome back to the NW Sportscast. We're talking about the Seahawks and their chances to make the playoffs, breaking down all the different possibilities. And there's really not that many possibilities. There's really only two possibilities. The possibilities are A, Seahawks make the playoffs as the number 7 seed, or B, the Packers make the playoffs as the number 7 seed. So how does that happen? Well, Seahawks win. You need the Packers to lose to the Bears, and you're in the playoffs. If the Packers beat the Bears, then it doesn't matter if we win, we will be out of the playoffs. The Saints are also tied with us, but we have the tiebreaker over them, so the Saints are irrelevant. As long as we win, we will be in over them.
Yeah, this is going to be down to the wire. I don't know if we'll get it done, but, hey, we're in a spot to still make the playoffs in the last week of the season. Once again, we'll see if we get it done. I think we will get it done against the Cardinals. The big one is really the other game. And it's the Packers versus the Bears. Last week of the season, two foes going at it. The Packers, 3-point favorites over the Bears. The Seahawks are 3-point favorites over the Cardinals. And when you look at the playoff odds, according to the New York Times, 21% for the Seattle Seahawks to make the playoffs. Not great odds, but they're still there. And I think you got to look at it with the Seahawks Cardinals. You just got to chalk that up to a win if you're a Seahawks fan. Obviously, you can't overlook that game at all. But the big thing you got to be focusing on is the Bears-Packers. Will that end up happening? Probably not, but I can see it getting it done. Both these teams have been playing better football as of late, especially Jordan Love. He's been looking outstanding towards the latter half of this year. But you never know. You just never know. The Packers have lost to bad teams this year, and this could be one that they lose against a Bears team that's been on the rise.
Yeah, Green Bay's defense has not been amazing lately. They did give up 30 points against Bryce Young, so that's not something to brag about. But then they shut down Minnesota last week, Sunday night. But again, that was Jaron Hall, Nick Mullins, not necessarily quarterbacks that you think
Justin
of as
Fields
stars.
is arguably the best quarterback out of those three.
Justin Fields, he would probably be the best quarterback on the Packers roster too. I think he's better than Jordan Love. Justin Fields is motivated. You can tell watching him play, he knows what's at stake because he's either trying to convince the Bears not to draft Caleb Williams, or he's trying to convince another team to trade for him to be their starter. Now, I think that another team will trade for him to be their starter. I think there's a pretty good chance it might be the Atlanta Falcons, but that's another topic for another day. Fields is playing with motivation. He knows that this is for his job. He wants to get paid. He wants to be able to be a starter long term.
Yeah.
And that is, you're seeing it in the games. He destroyed Atlanta last week. He's playing the best football of his career right now. His receivers are on fire. He almost beat the Browns. The red-hot Joe Flacco Browns. He was a Hail Mary away from winning that game. So Fields is playing well. I think this is going to be a close game between the Bears and Packers. There's a better chance the Bears get an upset over Green Bay than the Cardinals do over us. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think that there's definitely a possibility that, this could actually happen. Is it likely? Probably not. But, this really just reminds me of, there's just so many missed opportunities earlier in the season for the Seahawks to not even be in this position. It reminds me of my grades right now, Levi. There are so many opportunities for me to do my homework earlier in the year. I didn't get my homework done in time, and now I'm relying on the final essay plus the final test to both be really, really good.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the probability of that happening was when I could have just taken care of business earlier in the year, studied a little bit more, done my homework assignments, and I would have not been in this position. You look as early as last week, all you got to do, beat Pittsburgh, beat the Cardinals, you're in. Yeah. What do they not do? They don't beat Pittsburgh. No. What do you do against the first time against the Rams? You lose. Second time against the Rams. You lose that one too. Against the Cowboys, you lose close there. That's a little bit better of a loss, but it is a loss nonetheless. The Seahawks have had so many opportunities earlier in the season to not even be in this position. If they miss the playoffs, that's on them. I would love to make the playoffs, but as the 7 seed, there really isn't even much of a chance to make the Super Bowl. Some could argue, let's just get a better draft pick, let's draft a quarterback, and let's come back stronger next year. Obviously, I'm hoping for my Seahawks to make the playoffs here. We've beaten the Eagles once. It looks like it'll be the Eagles or the Cowboys. Both those teams, we've been in. We've been close to winning those games. We'll see what ends up happening. Get in, and you never know what happens, but there were so many opportunities earlier in the year for the Seahawks to do their homework. And what did they do? They didn't do that, no. And now they are relying on other teams to get them into the playoffs. It worked last year. Will it work again?
I'm going to say, you want to hear my official prediction?
Go ahead. Shoot away, Levi.
I think the Packers are going to win.
You think the Packers are going to win?
I think we both win, and we're going to be 9-8, and it's going to be a tiebreaker, and we're going to miss out.
Couldn't agree more. I think we will also be 9-8. And the Packers will beat the Bears. I think it'll be a close game. I think that Justin Fields and this Bears team is a lot better than people give them credit for. This is going to be a close game with a Packers team that still has, kind of a rookie quarterback in sense in Jordan Love, who's been playing a lot better. Not many weapons. A defense that's all right. They've been playing okay, but again, you mentioned it. Gave up 30 points to Bryce Young. This is a team that could definitely lose to the Bears. Will they? I don't think so, but I would not put it past them.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. So, anything can happen. Hopefully, the Seahawks will be up by enough on the Cardinals that I will be watching the second half of that Bears-Packers. I believe it's the same exact time slot. So, the NFL likes to do that, where they'll put them at the same time, so you don't know. Last year they put the Packers on Sunday night. Yeah,
and that was
crazy.
Yeah.
And, I still have a little bit of stake in this fight as well. Personally, I predicted, so far I'm 5 for 5 on my NFC playoff teams. I would really like to have a perfect year this year, but in order for that to happen, I need Seattle and the Saints to get in, which means I need the Packers and Bucks to lose. So, rooting for that to happen, because I would love to be able to go 7 for 7. 5 for 5 so far. I can't believe I got the Rams right, but I need to get my Seahawks right as well. So, come on, Bears, get the job done. I'm rooting for you, Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I believe in you. Well, not really, because I did just predict you're going to lose. But I do believe that you can at least make it close and make it a 50-50 toss-up game, and you never know. Maybe Jordan Love throws a crucial pick in the end of the game. That's exactly what happened when the Packers, I think it was against the Vikings. Jordan Love threw a pick at the very end of the first time they played them. There's been a couple games where that's happened, where Jordan Love has played really well, and then at the very end makes a mistake, kind of similar to what Geno's done in a couple games. I think there's obviously a 21% feels low to me.
Seems about right to me.
I think I'm saying I don't think it's going to happen, but I think there's more of like a 40% chance that we make it.
Maybe. I think there's about a 70% chance the Packers win.
That seems too high.
So that puts us at 30% there, and then I think the other 10% is if we lose to the Cardinals. So I think it sounds about right to me. We'll see what happens for sure. Will our Seahawks be dancing in the playoffs? Who knows? Probably not. We'll see.
With that being said, guys, leave a comment down below. Let us know what your predictions for both of those games are. And if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, hit the notification button to see all of our videos coming at you. And thank you all for watching. This is the NW Sportscast. Drew?
Go Seahawks.